everyone, Chris here with All Free Crochet Afghan Patterns. I'm here today to show you what looks like a very advanced stitch, the Crocodile Stitch. It's really popular right now. It looks intimidating, but I promise you it's easy. I've worked up some samples over in the studio with some Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable. It's a wonderful yarn. So let's get started. All right, everybody, here we are in the studio. I have a sample of our Crocodile Stitch here. This is just a small one. I didn't want to overwhelm you with a big piece. Here you can see the way the stitch is made. The crocodile, or the scale, it's a collection of double crochets. It's really all it is. If you can do a shell stitch or a V-stitch, you can do the Crocodile Stitch. It's just a little fiddly because you do have to manipulate your piece. You have to turn your piece every once in a while. So I'll show you that. And the hardest part to all of this is the setup row. And I'm going to start there for you. And you can see on the back, the setup row is here. It is easy, promise. So I'm going to set my in progress aside here and get started for you. So I'm going to set that aside. And here I have my Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable. This colorway I think is called Stained Glass, which is beautiful. So we are going to start with a slip knot as usual, and we're going to chain. And I'm going to point out you should chain loosely. So I'm going to chain. In this case, my sample here, this particular crocodile, there's lots of ways to do crocodile. I've got a little knot here. Hang on. There we go. All right, I've got a big knot. All right. This particular one is done in multiples of 5 plus 1. So I am going to work, I've done 1, 2, 3. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to stop at 15, 13, 14, 15, plus 1, 16. Okay. So our first thing we have to do is we're going to flip that chain over because we're going to work into the back loops just like we always do. And I am going to work a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. All right. And then I'm going to skip 2 chains and work 2 double crochets in the next stitch. Okay, and in this part of your pattern you'll have a little star and it'll say repeat across. So I'm going to chain 1. Okay, so I've chained 1. I'm going to skip 2 chains. I'm going to work 1 double crochet in the hook, in the space, chain 1, skip 2, work 2 double crochets in the next space. Whoops. Come on. 1, 2. Okay, and we're going to repeat that all the way across. So 1, skip 2, work 1 double crochet. Okay, work 1, skip 2, and then this is our last one here. Work 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, so I know this is a little sample, but you can see what I've basically made here is a ladder. 2 rungs, 1 rung, 2 rungs, 1 rung. See that there? 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And our crocodile, our scales, are going to be made over these doubles. Okay, so let's get started on that. So we're going to flip. And to start, I'm going to work 1 single crochet right at the base of that chain. That just kind of holds everything in place. Okay? And then we are going to work our first scale. So to do that, we are going to work around a post. Now a post is the actual stitch, not the top of the stitch where we would normally work, which is up here. We're going to work around a post, like here. So it's like a front post double crochet. Okay, but we're going to do it, remember the scales are done around the double where there's 2 in 1 stitch. So that's our first one here. So I'm going to work a double crochet. I'm going to go this way, right here. See, I've grabbed that, and it's a little fiddly, but what we're going to do, keep going around that post 5 times. Double crochet 5 times in that same space. And when you do this, those stitches will stack on top of each other, nice and neat. So that's 3. You see they're just going down the stitch. There, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to stop and show you what we've done. See how we've gone down? Here's our, get my yarn out of the way here. Here is our ladder, and see we've gone down that post. Now I got to go to the second one, which is here, and I've got to go back up it. But to do that, I need to turn my work 90 degrees. And this is where it gets a little fiddly and why people get intimidated, but don't. It's really okay. We're going to do a front post again, but we're going to go from the bottom of the stitch up to the top. It'll do it for you. Your yarn, as you work, will go up that stitch all by itself. The first row is the fiddliest. Once you get it set, I promise you will have fun. So there's 3. I'll get my yarn out here. So you can see I'm still going up that stitch. Whoops. One more, I lost my stitch. There we go. All right. And one more. Okay, now I have completed my scale almost. Okay, so see it's caught back up to the top. See that? So we just went around in a circle basically. Let's see if I can show you. There we go. All right, so we have a flap here and a flap there. Now we need to secure it down. So you're going to work a single crochet, kind of get this out of the way, into the top of that one post that's all by itself that you did in between your doubles. So just work a single crochet there, and that holds it in place. And we're going to repeat. So I'm going to do one real slow and close up for you to show you, and then I'll show you how to go back across because we have to set up the row again for the next row. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do another crocodile here, another scale. So remember we're working over where there are 2 stitches in our ladder, or 2 rungs in our ladder right next to each other. So here, and for going down, we're going to go on the closest one, front post, like this. Here we go. So work 5 double crochets on that front post. 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, and 5. And we'll see, I'll show. Here we go, went down. And now we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to go back up the next rung. So I'm going to go up this way. Okay, so one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we went down and then back up. And then we're going to get that out of the way and single crochet in the top of here, right there. There we go. All right, so here we are. I've switched over to that sample that I was working on before because I want to show you how to go back across so you can set up for working your next row of scales. And you can see here the scales, they alternate. So each scale sits over the joint of the one below, like bricks on a tile or crocodile scales. That's why they call it crocodile stitch. So there you go. All right, so now I have finished my pattern for this row. So I'm going to chain 1. Okay, so chain 1 and turn. So here's the back of our work. See, it's not quite as pretty, but to really set everything in place and get everything working, what we need to do is we're going to work 1 single crochet at the base of that chain, which is easy there. Okay, and you're going to have to pay attention to what is on the other side. So what we need to do is work a single crochet in the middle of that scale. I don't know if you can see that. Here's our scale from the back. Okay, we're going to work a single crochet in the middle of the scale from the row below, in that gap. And go. And then in between each, we need to do our little double rung. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in between each. And you'll see, let me undo it here, you can see there's a scale here, and there's a scale here. So we're going to do 2 double crochets because that is where you're going to work your scale on the next row. And that alternates it over for you. So there's 2 double crochets. Then I have a scale. So I kind of got to look. There's a scale there. So I'm going to work a single crochet there just to tack it in place. And then I'm in between 2 scales, so 2 double crochets. There we go. And then the middle of one there, and then a last one. The end of the row, you'll see there's one last little chain there for you. Work 2 double crochets. Okay, and see what you did there is you set up another row of ladders for you to work on right along there. So then you will chain 1 and work across, so as before. So work one side of your scale here, back up, tack it down, work around, tack it down, work around, and that will make your scales sit on top of each other, and they'll be nice and flat. There you go. All right, one more. I'm going to show you one more time. So you can see here our double crochets in 1 stitch. That's where our scale is going to work. So we're going to go down the post, go over to the next one, and go back up. Okay? So let's start. Here we go. And don't forget we are working around the post of the stitch. So we're going through like this. Okay. And we're going to do it 5 times, and they'll stack by themselves. 2, 3, 4, go. So you can see it makes it go down. Now we need to turn 90 degrees, and we're going to go through this next one. It's a little fiddly. Go. But you can do it, I promise. Sorry if I get quiet. I concentrate on this too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you keep your tension loose, it'll all work out for you. So you see that went back up the stitch. Now we need to tack it down, so single crochet in that single rung there and continue across.